zoom, right along the side, nothing, doesn't say anything. So I'm going, wow, we are making tracks. By this time, we're all the way to Littleton. This is a little part almost outside of Denver. And I look over to my right, and sure enough, man, there is a guy on the ground with his bike. The bike is laying on the ground. He's walking around going, ooh, he's all freaky. So I say, pull over, pull over. So I pull over, and Trash and the van pull over, and we go to help this guy. So Trash immediately runs up the guy and ups his bike, because the guy's all freaked out. So he ups his bike. So I figured it had been a bad accident, had been a hit and run or something. Well, there was no hit and run.
No.
Whoa, dude, you could smell this guy a mile away, man.
He had a snootful.
He was blind ass drunk. It's the middle of the night, and he's got shades on that look like these, and and Trash is like, buddy, get that bike off the road. Get off that bike before you hurt yourself, or worse, you hurt somebody else because you're drunk. Get that thing off the road. And I'm fine. I'm totally fine to drive.
Off he went.
Later on, you, dude. So he's trying to start this thing. Gas is pissing out of the carburetor. So finally, it catches, and the dude takes off. So we're figuring, what are you going to do? Let this guy go on with life. Let's get our ass home before we get arrested. So once again, the convoy takes off into the night. Right after we leave this, like a brown Pinto pulls in front of me, and there's kind of like some kind of brother kind of guy in there, if you catch my drift. One of the brothers, but not maybe my brother. Are you with me? And he's driving this Pinto, and he's got that laid back thing going on, and he's got the one hand on this, and he's got one hand out the window like this, and he's not pinching a bird's testicles. Right. He's hanging onto a little thing there, and he's going, and he's riding right in front of me. I'm going, Jesus, man, all you can see is smoke all over the place. I'm like, God, this guy's like trying to smoke me out. He's like, hey, brother.
Yeah, Warren's copping a contact high.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I'm trying to not make attention to myself, and here's this guy blowing smoke all over me. He pulls away, and bang, who pulls up right next? Johnny Law.
Yeah, that's right, Sheriff's Department.
The long arm of the law, and he pulls up the window, and he rolls it down. We're going about 30 miles an hour. He pulls out, he leans over, and he goes, hey, you ain't got any lights.
It's like, no shit, Sherlock.
And so
Give me a first clue.
I said, geez, officer. God, I'm a dumb shit. Oh, geez. I said, I blew a fuse, and I'm almost home, sir. Like, please don't arrest me. It's been a bad night. And guess what? He went, have a nice night.
Be careful.
Be careful. Rolled up his window and drove away.
Sure.
So sure enough, we made it the rest of the way home without consequence. We beat the drunk guy on the bike. We beat the reefer-toting brother. We beat 3 or 4 cops on, but we made it home safe and sound.
Total of 6 Denver police cars.
I know. It was a really large number of cops that passed us and didn't write us a ticket. And that's what doesn't make sense. And that's the whole thing with the pipe law and all that. I mean, you talk about discretionary justice.
That's exactly what it is.
One of those guys could have had a bad thing about a biker and decided to write me a 20-page ticket.
They're out there.
Anyway.
They're out there.
Anyway, so that was my weekend.
If you want to get a hold of us, you want to know about this thing, you want to ask us about it, get onto the chat room.
Get in the chat room.
All right, KickStartTV.com.
Yep.
All right, or Skype in. Warren, tell us about that.
Skype is a fabulous program that you can get at www.skype.com. And what it is, it's a free calling service. So what you can do is you get this little program, you load it on your computer, and you can call anybody else with Skype, and it doesn't cost you any bread. But here's the greatest thing about it is you can also put a little egg cam on there. Okay?
Yeah.
Or
is that a camera that takes pictures of your eggs or your ovals? Is that what it is?
Hi, honey, I got an egg cam. Anyway, so the deal is you can get one of these little webcams and Skype, and you can actually join us online. I mean, think of the fun. Here we are, shooting the breeze, having a great time. We got such great stuff coming up on the show. We got Equipment Shed coming up. We're going to have a serious look at a Dyno Tune. We have some cool junk. We got the Warren and Trash down at the show. I mean, that is just going to be killer. You don't want to miss that at all.
That's a leg wetter there, brother.
A leg wetter there, I tell you what. And wait till you see the end when Trash gets this chick who likes fat boys. She says this, and then you'll see it in the video.
Oh,
I closed in and did some stuff.
Did you have to do that?
Oh, I did. I went in Photoshop, and anyway.
There's women who will take umbrage to that.
Umbrage?
Yeah.
What? Umbrage? Is this a cheese from Norway? No. Okay. Anyway, but later on tonight we have also the Rip-Off Report. Ladies and gentlemen, we have run into one of the most inconceivably foul and
sinister
plots I have ever heard in my life. I've just never heard of anything like this. This guy, and we have proof that this is a guy that did it. We have people who will swear to this in a court of law. This guy has pulled some of the deepest, darkest crap anybody could ever pull on a fellow biker. It's unbelievable. You got to stick around for this.
This is not shtick. This is the truth.
This is not shtick. This is the real deal.
And we at KickStartTV, we're on it. So
yeah.
So don't leave us tonight if for no other reason.
Yeah, to stick around and find out about this.
Because this is important. This is where we are able to lend an actual service to our community.
To give you a hint, this guy has made over $250,000 ripping off bikers, telling them he's going to build bikes for them. That's $250,000. So don't be the next victim. Stick around later on tonight. We're going to tell you all about that.
And there's a special part of this ripoff that's going to really piss you off, too. We'll tell you about it when we get to it.
When I read that, I was fuming.
We'll tell you about it when we get to it.
So go ahead. What do we got coming up? We got some cool stuff, man.
Yeah, we got a couple of good segments tonight. I went over this morning and visited with my good friend, PhD Wrench Steve Ruby.
He's a PhD wrench?
He's a PhD wrench,
That's
yes,
cool,
and he's
man.
not related to Jack. He's a hell of a guy. He's a hell of a wrench.
Yeah.
He's been to just about every school there is.
Excellent.
For Harley Davidson motorcycles, he loves the classics, and just for his personal thing. And
what would be like his personal fave years? I mean, what is he like working on?
As long as it's a righteous iron, I don't think it cares. It matters.
Talking pan shovels all the way back.
Yes, all the way back. Flatheads. I know of an 80-inch flathead that he built for another friend of mine. That is a beautiful piece of work.
And that's the thing. It's like you hear about guys like this, and of course with the dealer now, they won't touch anything that's 10 years old, which is ridiculous. But at least we got guys like this who are keeping the old iron going. I always harken back to that old thing. There's no such thing as a Harley junkyard. And what that really says to you is every single piece that they've ever made is still in service or it's been destroyed. And that's
right.
Incredible.
And what I did this in response to some viewer mail we got last week. And we'll get to that. The end of the segment, we took a look at the Speed Wrench's Dyno Tune booth. They've got the most fantastic thing for tuning your motorcycle. I mean, from the front to the back and the top to the bottom. And let's roll Equipment Shed Part 1 with the Dyno Tune. And you'll see what I'm talking about. This actually was at the end, but we kind of flip-flopped them in the interest of time, and we're going to show this segment first. So roll a tape, guys.